Well, hi again, folks. I'm Greg Flynn, the Public Information Director for the City of Pearl, and welcome into This Week in Pearl. We want to let you know about some really cool upcoming events that are going on here in the city. First up, make plans this Saturday night to eat some crawfish with us. It is going to be the City of Pearl's Let the Good Times Boil. It is a crawfish festival of sorts that's going to take place out at the Pearl Municipal Golf Course. Lots of family fun from 4 p.m. until 9 p.m. We're going to have some great live music. Our headliner is Daniel Howes. He's going to perform at 7 p.m. on a stage right there at the golf course. Prior to that, at 5 p.m., you'll be able to listen to the golden tunes of Travelin' Jane. This promises to be a really fun night. For the kids, we're going to have bounce houses, hot dogs, and hamburgers for sale that will benefit our Pearl Firefighters Association, and of course lots and lots of crawfish. With your $10 entry, you will get your first plate of crawfish already paid for. So you go on to Eventbrite and buy your tickets to the Pearl Crawfish Boil. All kids 5 and under are free. Important to remember that, free for all kids 5 and under. So make plans to join us. It's going to be a really good time as the Good Times Boil up at the Pearl Municipal Golf Course this Saturday night, May the 21st, from 4 until 9 p.m. Hey, we have some exciting news for those of you that listen to 104.5 FM, The Pirate, our city radio station. Well, we're moving. Not very far. We're moving frequencies from 104.5 to 104.3 on May the 27th. So if you're used to listening to our radio station, all you have to do is go a couple of clicks to the left and set your preset to lock us in right there. We're going to be doing live remotes to help promote our frequency changeover the first week of June. So be on the lookout. We'll tell you about that a little bit more as we'll be visiting some local businesses for a chance for you guys to come by, win some great prizes, get some great new apparel to help us celebrate the Pirate. 104.3 on May the 27th. Again, be on the lookout. We're going to have some really cool prizes, giveaways from some area restaurants that we will be at. Hey, we have a really very special thing coming up next week as we're launching our Main Street program here in the City of Pearl. And we're trying to determine, what does a downtown Pearl look like? Or what does a Main Street in Pearl look like? Because we really don't have one right now. So our investment with the Mississippi Main Street Association is going to bring in 2 sessions here into town, and we encourage you to take part in that. Coming up here in just a moment, we're going to talk to Jennifer Lay with the Mississippi Main Street Association, and she's going to tell us all about it and how you can participate right here on This Week in Pearl.
Pearl is the jewel of the crossroads. We are nestled at the heart of I-55 and I-20, Highways 80 and 49. Thousands travel through our city with the international airport in our backyard. We are the largest city in Rankin County. We have a wide range of housing with new options going up all the time. We are a prestigiously A-rated school district. We are the home of champions. Our young people strive for excellence in academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities. We provide first-class service at every level, from police and fire to public works, parks and recreation, senior services, and community development. We keep you in the know with our own TV and radio stations. We are a hardworking, business-friendly community with diverse opportunities, from retail to dining, hotels and manufacturing, along with Hines Community College, state offices like MEMA, the State Fire Academy, MDEQ, and the State Crime Lab. Pearl has it all. We have a devoted Chamber of Commerce that tirelessly promotes our businesses and is dedicated to their success. We are a great place to play. We welcome thousands of visitors with our new state-of-the-art ballparks and beautiful nature parks to spend a day. We have tremendous shopping opportunities, including the Riverwind District, home to Bass Pro Shop, Sam's, the Outlets of Mississippi, the Cinemark Movie Theater, restaurants, and hotels. The Mississippi Braves, the AA franchise of the mighty Atlanta Braves, have drawn more than 3 million fans to Trustmark Park since 2005 and have won 2 league championships. We have always put our people first since becoming an official city in 1973. Together,
we are Pearl! We are Pearl.
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 We are Pearl. We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
We are Pearl.
Well, our spotlight on This Week in Pearl this week is Main Street. And joining us now to talk about that is Miss Jennifer Lay. And there are some exciting things happening here in the city of Pearl.
That's right. We are so excited as an association and a team to be coming to Pearl for a week. We will be boots on the ground and ready to roll out a really strategic plan for your community.
Well, before we get into exactly what's going to happen, I want to let you guys know exactly what Main Street is all about. So if you can, I guess in the elevator pitch mentality, how is Main Street work with communities?
So Main Street at its core is a revitalization-based approach to economic development. Typically we think about economic development from this big industry, service industry, PACCAR, aerospace type development, landing those big ecosystems. And so Main Street is more of a small incremental approach. And we feel like by being very strategic and very incremental, it is a very sustainable approach to long-term jobs. Job creation is something that happens over a period of time and is very sustainable. And so we love to come in and work with the community because we don't think that there's a one-size-fits-all for everyone's community development or economic development. So we really look at the characteristics and the things that make each community unique and use those as principles to drive their economy.
So it's like almost building up the identity that you already have, right?
That's right. It's taking your assets and it's just developing them in a way that are better utilized in the community, they're capitalized on, and all of those things serve as a catalyst to drive your economy. Whether you're looking to drive, visitor numbers or you're looking to drive sales tax creation, we're using your own assets to do those things even better than you're already doing them.
So Main Street's going to be in town. May 24th and May 26th. They'll be doing a lot of behind the scenes work, but there'll be some public opportunities for you guys to come out and provide your input and then also hear the presentation. At least right now, a lot of the things that I'm hearing is that, Pearl doesn't have a downtown. So where is downtown Pearl? How do we answer that question?
So, we talk about downtown from a general sense. A lot of times we think about that old school kind of a watering hole, if you will, of what people refer to of going into town with their families. They're going to the old soda shop or the drugstore, and you often hear stories of people saying, I remember when I did this downtown. And so every town has that. Sometimes it's uniquely based on a square, sometimes it's a downtown strip, and you can have that even if you don't have that perfect intact square or downtown, if you will. So what we do is we seek to create an experience that's place-based. Oftentimes that means creating an actual physical place in some of our communities. And we've seen that take place in developments of malls and different things, but as that time ebbs and flows, those things come and go. Whereas a downtown space is one where people really attach their emotions to and their energies, and they really connect with it. And so we seek to develop that in ways that engages the community so that it's long-term and it's not something that will go away after time.
Well, I guess the big challenge here is that, people think about Pearl and they say, I've already heard some of the comments, we have Highway 80, and that's pretty much it. That's our main street is Highway 80. Well, you're looking for more of I don't want to say maybe build something off of 80, or do we find a nook and cranny like around the City Hall area? Is that the goal of getting everybody together?
That's right. So you have these wonderful assets with the baseball park and the Bass Pro and the outlet malls, assets that a lot of communities don't have. When I was the local director in Starkville, we used to say, we don't have a water park like everyone else does. Those things are very easy to sell, but I could almost argue that you can find those in lots of different places across the country. What we're seeking to do is help you guys develop something that is completely unique to Pearl. We like to call them sticky spaces that people wander on unexpectedly, or that they may know about because once that space is created, it's promoted. But when they go there, they have such an experience that they crave more of it, and so they either want to stay longer or they come back more. And so in turn, they're wanting to move to those places, or they're wanting to spend more time there, which then drives the need for them to spend more money. And so again, going back to that thought of that sticky place that makes it just have that uniqueness that people are seeking. Mississippi finished, I think, #2 in visitor traffic during COVID. And I think that speaks a lot to the fact that we have such unique places in the state that people didn't have to travel just to go experience those. So we're just looking to add Pearl even more to that map. That some place that's very walkable, that if they come for a baseball game, they can spend more time because there's another experience that can round out their whole time that they're here.
Well, just so people can do their, maybe a little bit of advanced research, is there a city or a town in particular that was like Pearl, that was almost starting from scratch, where they really didn't have anything to build around? We don't have that old Main Street. We don't have that old town square. Is there one that you could think of that had to start from, just a palette?
Well, off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of one that we've done that with. I can tell you right now that we have 2 communities that we're working with that are doing just that same thing.
Okay.
Pearl is one, and then Diamond Head, Mississippi. Diamond Head is very much considered a retirement area, very aesthetically pleasing, very comfortable, very golf cart friendly. But they were looking to have more of that standard city center presence so that the people that live there could also have the experiences that they wanted to be able to shop and to dine and have entertainment right there in their community. So we're doing the same thing with them. We're going in and we're looking at their community and building from the ground up something that they can use that essentially is going to replicate what you might see in Oxford, Mississippi with a square, or in Natchez, if you will. So it's not a trend that is just Pearl in itself. And so I think you're seeing that as the malls and the suburbs are kind of coming back into that kind of old school life, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
People are wanting to slow down and get back to their roots, and we're starting to see those city centers become really the main focus again.
Well, you talk about Starkville, where you guys are based, and Starkville is known for Mississippi State. The city of Starkville itself really didn't have much of an identity because everybody thought of Starkville, it's maroon and white, right?
That's right.
But they've done a phenomenal job in Starkville of creating a downtown district that draws people in.
That's right. So oftentimes the bones of the downtown and the community are there, such as in Starkville. That it was there, but it didn't really have an identity outside of Mississippi State. So what we did as a team, come in and look at the assets and look at what is Starkville. And sometimes that means looking at what you're not, because what we don't like to do in the Main Street world is copy and paste something from another community, because that's what makes Main Street so special, is it's something so unique that cannot be replicated anywhere else. You think about Columbus, Mississippi, for instance, and Oxford. They're very old school pilgrimage. Starkville didn't have that. And so that's where the branding of that New South came into play. The team just had an aha moment one day that, let's not seek to compete to be Ole Miss or to be Southern Miss. Let's be what we're not. And that's this New South, this very cultural, very diverse, very progressive community that's Mississippi's college town. And so we played off of the athletics and the atmosphere that Mississippi State offers. But we also wanted the city to stand on its own, because we wanted people to find things to do and really enjoy the city itself outside of when they were here just for athletic events.
And it takes, the community coming up with their own ideas, the people that have lived in Pearl all their life and that they remember what Pearl was like, back in the 50s and the 60s, even before becoming a city in 1973, very young city in that regard. So you're going to have what's called a community visioning session. That's going to be on Tuesday, May the 24th at 5:30 in the afternoon, starting then. It's going to be in our Pearl Community Room, the Gold Room over there. So what is it that you think people can expect? What do you want to hear from people in this visioning session?
So what we do is we bring in a team of about 5 to 6 professionals. We have our executive director of Main Street that comes. We bring in an economist from Mississippi State University to look at the market data that Pearl generates, some of the gaps of what kind of commerce and retail that you might need. But we also bring in some design architects as well, someone who can do landscape architecture and road architecture and road design. And then I myself serve on the team from a promotion and tourism perspective. And so when we bring this team in, we're going to look at the Main Street approach as a whole. And what that is 4 different points. So promotion, how you program your space, how you promote it, how you tell your story. Organization, everything that the Main Street Association does, whether it be partners that they work with, the city that they work with, how they raise the money to put together the events and the design standards that they want, and then economic vitality. So once everything is developed, how you keep that economically sustainable. Like, what is your diverse business mix? What do you want people to do when they're in your district? And so we bring that team in, and even though we have strong professionals that do this all the time on the team, we don't come in and tell you what we think that you need to do. Main Street holistically is a grassroots effort, and we believe that starting with community engagement lends for stronger community engagement and community support on the back end. And so that's the whole point of that visioning session. We'll get anybody and everybody in the room who can be there or wants to be there to hear, what do you want to see in Pearl? What is Pearl lacking? What kind of places do you want to frequent? But also tell us, what are your strengths? Tell us what you love about Pearl, and tell us the things that you think are your weaknesses. And when we get that from your community, that's something that we can't get in the 3-day period that we're here. And so we're really truly hearing what Pearl is from the mouths of the people who are from Pearl itself. And so that's how we start the week off. And we'll have a series of questions. It'll be a fun and very interactive engagement opportunity. It's really interesting. Our facilitator, he's the best at getting information out of the person who you would think would sit in the back corner and not want to speak one thing. And even the person who might have the most negative ideas turns into being the most engaged supporter in the end.
Well, we've got some homework to do because we have a chance to get that down on paper ahead of time. Right now, there is a survey that's available. We're going to pop the QR code up on the screen for you so you can just take a picture with your cell phone, your camera, and it'll take you right to take the survey link. But we also have the link available on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that is a great way for you guys to have that information before you even come into town, right?
It is, because not everyone can be present for the actual engagement while we're here. But what it also does is, when we talk about market analysis, when we talk about looking at where Pearl is doing well with visitor spending and resident spending, and where they're not doing so well. For instance, it might show that you're losing restaurant dollars to another community. But if your survey says that everybody that answered the survey says that they eat locally, then we have to do some research there. It might say that, everyone wants an Italian restaurant, but if no one in the survey wants that, then that's going to tell us that maybe the data is not always right. And so we know that data is very important, but we also know that we have to balance it with consumer input. And so that's the goal of the survey, is to get as much input to balance those numbers as we can.
Well, this is your big chance, Pearl. Get in there and put down exactly what you want to see. Don't hold back. Pie in the sky, whatever you really think about. Fill out that survey and send it in, or you can bring your questions or bring your input to that listening session that we'll have. And then be sure to come back that Thursday night if you just don't want to be part of the sausage making process and you just kind of hear what came out of it. Well, then come and see us on the 26th, that Thursday night at 5 p.m. And that's going to be in the community room again. And I guess that's the exciting time, is where you've kind of compiled everything together, and now you really have a path going forward, right?
Yes, that's right. So after the time that we spend on the ground, not only with the community visioning, but we'll also have meetings throughout the week with elected officials and different groups like real estate, business owners, developers, faith-based community, different people who really have their thumb on the kind of pulse of the community. And so then that last presentation is really the exciting part. It's where you'll see all the recommendations that our team makes, and that's where we get the oohs and the ahs, and sometimes we get tears, but that's the exciting time. But our hope is that what we deliver to the community is what we've heard from the community. So there's immediate buy-in there, and there's immediate support, and that's what elected officials want. They want to be really representing their constituents, and so by having us come in and do this project, it's just that next level of doing so.
Well, again, this is your big chance. For all those people out there that I hear say, well, I wish we had this, or we should have that, write it down. Write it down, and then come out to the listening session there on the 24th, 5:30 in the afternoon. This is your big chance. Don't let it pass by, because we're giving you the opportunity, right?
That's right, and then get plugged in afterwards. You know, one of the most rewarding things about the job that I do, and even from a local level, is that you truly are building the place that you want to live, the place that you want to raise your family, and the experiences that you want to create. So, you know, it's very important that, you know, as an engaged citizen, you also get involved, whether you can support, you know, financially or just with your sweat equity. And it's really, really rewarding in the end to do so.
Well, we just turned 49 as a city. Next year we'll celebrate our 50th, and the plan that we set forth now will take us into the next 50 years. So what Pearl will look like when they turn 100 is what we get to decide right now.
That's right.
Jennifer, that is so exciting. Thank you so much for coming in. If you folks have any questions, you can contact our own Main Street Pearl director. It's Kathy Bourgeois. Any questions you have, give her a call at 601-932-3503. That's 601-932-3503. Well, we look forward to having you back. It's going to be exciting to have you in town.
It's right around the corner. We're really excited. Our team loves to be in new places. It's really exciting to do what we do and get to really experience it as a visitor and really give that back to you guys individually on the community level.
Thank you for all your hard work, and we will see you guys next week.
Yes, can't wait to be with you.
All right, that is Jennifer Lay with Main Street Association. Stay with us. This Week in Pearl will continue right after this.
Hello, I'm Mayor Wyndham, and I'm thrilled to show you the city creating its own future. Pearl is located in Rankin County, the fastest growing county in Mississippi, and there's no question why. Access to great schools, even better shopping, and unbridled beauty make Pearl a town that truly embodies its name. And with a truly exceptional team of first responders, public safety is another key component of our success. With fantastic housing opportunities from quaint suburban neighborhoods to gorgeous lakefront properties, there's a place for you here in Pearl. You can't beat the location. Right outside of Pearl is the crossroads of the South, where Interstate 20 meets Interstate 55. From here you can travel anywhere within the state or the country. Or you can choose to stay right here in Pearl to enjoy a Mississippi Braves baseball game or experience the small town atmosphere, community pride, and heart of the local residents.
Well, we want you to stay connected to the city of Pearl in many different ways so that you can know what's going on here in our city. One of the best ways you can do that is to take out your cell phone, and I want you to text the word Pearl to the number 91896. That's the word Pearl to 91896, and there we will send text messages straight to your phone when big things are happening here in the city. You could follow us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under the name Pearl Government. We post pictures, great events, all kinds of news and information there for you. It's really a great resource to go onto our social media pages. And cityofpearl.com, your one-stop shop for everything Pearl, to find out frequently asked questions, to get your answers to those, to find out contact information for all of our city departments. Shoot, you can even go on there and pay your water bill online, apply for permits. Lots and lots of resources there at the cityofpearl.com. Folks, remember, the City of Pearl is an awesome place to live, work, and play, which is why we're known as the Jewel of the Crossroads.